Hello, my name is Ines. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is where we safely feel the feels and talk about all things emotional, mental health, and spirituality. Okay, today I'm going to be taking you through a meditation that I am calling My Mind is a Mirror. Right now I am listening to pink noise to kind of get me in the headspace. I also do this meditation with music. Hippie Sabotage is one of my favorite, and one of my favorite to transmute energy to and to do meditations to. If you're like me and you have ADHD and you just can't stay still, music is a great way to go. So I welcome you to turn that on in the background. If you feel like your body's moving too much for any meditation, grab a weight or something heavy and hold it in your hands and try and have your muscles almost like tense. That will actually help you concentrate and focus. The pink noise is more so for relaxing and sleeping, but I do find it just helps kind of calm the mind down. But there's like any of the brown noise, green noise, any of those that call to you, I encourage you to have that on in the background as you follow my meditations. Okay, so deep breath in and out. Have your water or any sort of hydrating drink on standby. And this is your gentle reminder to drink more water. All right, so in this meditation, we are going to combine all of the efforts that we've done through our shadow work thus far. So as we wait for our manifestations to come in, we want to see what are some of our last blocks remaining. If you have just started your spiritual journey and you've started through manifestation, then be prepared to have a lot of work to do, and this meditation to be one of your main triggers. So anytime I do any sort of shadow work or anytime I do any sort of facing myself, I set the intention to heal that which is triggered. If I'm able to transmute it right away, I set the intention to do so. And if it's anything that's very heavy, that has more weight attached to it than I can easily transmute in the moment, then I set the intention for that to be the last thing remaining on my mind after the meditation, so that when I come out of the meditation, it's the first thing that I write and journal down. So in this meditation, I'm just gonna get into it. Take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And we're gonna start in the dark abyss. So it's just a room for us, it's our mind. And give yourself some time to clear everything out. Any thoughts that you may have, even if we're going to call on them later, right now we want to move them out of our headspace, aka our dark abyss, and just sit in your mind, visualize yourself exactly as you are now, but with darkness all around you. And as we get deeper in, as we settle, as we ground, you want to pay attention and scan your biofield and clear that off as well. If there's anything that you're unable to move out of your mind and clear, then what I want you to do is either pause this video and take a minute to work on that, or just concentrate as much as you can to relieve and release anything that we are not yet calling on. If there's anything that's on your mind that just won't leave, I want you to consider the fact that maybe that's something you should concentrate on before you even get into the meditation. this meditation, My Mind is a Mirror, we are going to set the intention that anytime we are triggered, anytime we come across a block within ourselves, of any aspect of ourselves, we're going to set the intention to take some time and reflect on it. I find a lot of the times people tend to lash out instead of looking within. Now I want you to, as you sit in this dark abyss, I want you to visualize a mirror. I want you to take the time and concentrate on what the mirror looks like right off the bat. Describe it out loud. My mirror looks like, I'll describe mine. My mirror looks very icy. It's got blue to it, but it has this kind of icy frost over top of it. I don't yet see my reflection. I feel out of angle from my mirror, and it is surrounded in a gold design, almost Renaissance style. It looks like a very old mirror. The mirror itself, it looks very dense. It feels dense. And as I position myself to stare at myself directly within that mirror, I see a darker part of me. I feel like that darkness that was around me in the dark abyss is now in this mirror, and it is staring right back at me. For a lot of twin flames, there's a very good chance you might see their reflection and not your own. In which case, what about their reflection is popping out at you? For me, it's a blend of both me and my twin flame. Almost like we are circling each other's image, almost like we're blending and then separating, blending and then separating. And as I concentrate more on myself, I allow him to drift away, and I make contact with my own eyes, with my own reflection. Take note of any emotions. How do you feel? Do you feel safe? Do you feel scared? Do you feel intimidated? Do you feel shamed or silly? Just making eye contact with yourself in the mirror, in your mind. Are you able to sit there calmly, allowing the emotions to pass through you? Or are there already triggers popping up? When you get triggered through any of my meditations, you can pause and discuss it with yourself, journal about it, or try and allow the emotions to flow through you. As you feel all of it, you process it and you transmute it and come back to it later. It's all on your choice. My meditations are here to guide you, to trigger you into healing, and to allow you to explore different parts of yourself. How you use them is completely up to you. And now we're going to ask our reflection in the mirror, once we've centered ourselves and grounded ourselves in our own reflection, we're going to ask our reflection, are there any blocks that I'm currently not paying attention to, avoiding, and or ignoring? What are some blocks I need to pay attention to? May you reveal yourself to me through the reflection in the mirror. As you watch the image change, pay attention. Pay attention to as many details as you possibly can. And see what the mirror reveals to you. My reflection is dancing. My reflection is happy, is singing, is dancing in circles. It's almost like it's putting on a Broadway show. This signifies to me that I want to have more fun, and one of my blocks is that I don't allow myself to be more free-spirited. Now I'm seeing my soul in a cage, which to me is signifying that I have allowed my spirit to dim its own light by leaving myself locked in this cage I thought I was breaking out of. And now I'm going to ask my reflection if it can reveal to me how I may have put it in the cage. It's showing that I'm still scared. I'm still fearful. If I step out of this cage in my mind, what pushes me back in the cage? Others yelling and pointing a finger to me. Which shows that I am still fearful of others' opinions of me. And I'm holding myself back. And in your case, pay attention to what images pop out when you ask about the blocks, when you ask about why you may have those blocks, how you may have gotten those blocks on. Pay attention to the images. Is there any familiar faces? Are they saying any familiar things? As you ask questions to your reflection, you're allowed to keep talking to it, but you want to sit in observation mode so that you can actually see those images play out, almost like a trailer of a movie or a scene. And you can either see it behind the mirror in the dark abyss around you, almost like a projector, or you can concentrate on the images in the mirror and have that focus. When you have a certain focus, then anytime thoughts that are not part of this subject or this focus will dissipate. And remember to breathe, and at any point, if there's anything you want to write down, especially if there's a lot of things that are kind of coming at you, take your time in this moment to continue reflecting and receiving messages of your reflection by being in observer mode. And as I go back and forth with my own images, I ask my reflection, other than that being my main block, are there any other blocks? And now I'm seeing a heart. It was glowing in red, and now it's in thorns. I'm still experiencing some sort of fear or setback when it comes to my heart chakra. Almost as if I wanna open up my heart, but there's something there that's holding me back. And it could be that I'm keeping myself hidden in a cage. It could be that so many people's opinions have hurt me in the past that now I keep myself guarded. What would my inner self, my full spiritual self, my soul self, I ask you within this reflection, what is your advice for me to overcome these blocks and to fully heal and step into my purpose? And I'm seeing the words and hearing the words, dance freely, dance freedom, dance freely, dance freedom. More dance, more freedom. So pay attention if you see any words, if you see colors. For me, it's very much an icy blue-white with a lot of smoky gray around. This also signifies that maybe I'm coming off cold-hearted, and maybe I'm the one that isn't allowing my soul self to be expressed, for my heart to fully bloom. Maybe the smoky shadows around me is my way of living in my own shadow, or perhaps this is asking me to embrace my shadow instead of being so cold towards it. And now, once again, I ask my reflection, is there any final advice that you have for me? Open, authentic, freedom, art, dance. Step into your new shoes. Receive your blessings. And now it's showing me wearing old, dirty, worn out shoes. And there's these sparkling pink fuchsia heels right next to it. And now in my mind, I am taking my own advice, and I am getting out of my worn out shoes and putting on my new sparkling shoes. And I allow that image, that vision to ooze into each other. And now I'm going to focus on myself and my new shoes. Do I have any fears with walking in these new shoes? Yes. Can you reveal to me the blocks of me walking into my new shoes? Heart and thorns. Other people's opinions. So through this meditation, it has revealed to me in my reflection that I am ready for the next phase of my life. But there's certain things about my own sensitivity, perhaps my own fragility of the past, that is holding me back. And I believe that the more time I spend in these shoes, the more time I spend dancing more freely, more authentically, more of those pointed fingers and opinions of others will go away. Now I'm going to take a minute with all of this information revealed to me. I'm going to take a minute and look at my new sparkling shoes. Is there an outfit that would match it, that would help me feel more like my new self? Allow your true self to be revealed to you in the mirror, this next phase of you. And now I want you to, almost as if it's on a scale or a graph of some sort, there's the you that is being revealed, the true you without the blocks, the you that you want to be. And now I want you to evaluate, are there any emotions that are keeping you from being that person? The more that you want to envision yourself as that person, what are some emotions that you're not comfortable feeling that are popping up? These are emotions that are almost like blocks. If you don't deal with these emotions, if you don't experience them, they'll become blocks and they'll keep you from that life you want to step into. For me, it's comfort. My reflection is bedazzling. It's beautiful, it's fancy, it's shiny, it's sparkly. But when I look down at myself, I am still very much in sweatpants and socks, wearing these sparkly shoes. So there's a security and a comfort there that's keeping me. And when I reflect on the beginning of this meditation, it all comes back down to that. I am keeping myself hidden. I am keeping myself in a cage so that I don't get hurt and torn down by others. And the more that I live, that I dress as the person that I want to be, as my full authentic self, the more I become me, the more I break out of my cage, and the more that the cage fades away. And this is an exercise that I will be coming back to, especially to touch base, to see where I'm at now. And even through just now recognizing these blocks, I can see my sweatpants changing into a sparkling dress, which means that just acknowledging these blocks, these emotions, experiencing and understanding that there are still blocks is allowing me to transmute that energy to benefit me. And I am going to close out this meditation, but I invite you to continue exploring your mind and exploring your reflection and staying in this vision. Whatever visions are coming up to you, stay within them. Maybe you'll be here for 5 more minutes. Maybe you'll be here for an hour or 2. The biggest part about transmuting energy and accepting your manifestations and stepping into your new life, doing the quantum leaping and the quantum jumping, is visualizing the old changing into the new. If you can visualize this process with the emotions, that is how you work with energies. That is how you manifest energies. But you can't be afraid of experiencing these emotions. And anything, anywhere that you have fear, allow the fear to guide you into what you need to work on. Whatever is triggering you is what needs healing. Whatever is giving you fear is what needs to be seen. Overall, any of these meditations, pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to your energy, pay attention to discomforts, and write them all down. I ask that you try and do meditations or exercises like this for a certain period of time, whatever you feel. And I want you to start journaling your first session. And then on your 10th session, do a review back to your first session. What have you learned so far? And again, I'm going to be closing this out, but I invite you to stay in the zone, and I invite you to fully explore your mind. And don't rush through it. If there's anything that you fear, if there's anything that you're not wanting to address right away, ask it to come back. Ask your higher self to show you the smaller things first, and to slowly unravel and reveal the bigger issues that you have to address. And ask your higher self and the universe to be patient with you, and set the intention that you are patient with yourself. And as always, journal and reflect, say it out loud, let it out to let it go.